series where I'm so excited every week I get to bring to all of you these amazing spiritual gurus, masters, healers, thought leaders, change makers, and visionaries, all here to just share their wisdom and their insight. And, you know, you guys just to get to experience them. So I'm super excited to bring that to you. Plus, all of our wonderful speakers have so kindly have given a donation gift, which every time you guys support the speaker, you will also support with your donation to the SheRises, Amplify, and Thrive Foundation, which is really about supporting women in underserved and marginalized communities, helping them come into their leadership, their entrepreneurship, whatever it is that they need to thrive in. That's what we're supporting. And I'm super excited about that. And today, our special guest is Nicki Hu. And Nicki Hu is a multidimensional activator, channel, and visionary artist. She helps light workers and new earth leaders to evaluate their consciousness and live a more fulfilling, meaningful, and aligned life. And today we're going to be talking about creativity. The topic is allowing your creative energy to help you thrive. Hi, Nicki, welcome. I'm so
Thank
excited to have you.
you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. So I shared a little bit about your bio. Do you want to share just a little bit more about you and where you're at and the things that you're doing all right now in this moment?
Yes. Oh my God. Now, in this very moment, I feel like it's ever changing, ever evolving, as you know. And I share this with my email list often because there's so much going on around us. But we are transitioning into more of the multidimensional identity and bringing through these higher ways of living, right? And this is what the expansion of consciousness is how can we operate from a more 5D space, which is more anchored in the I am and anchored in the heart space, and being able to live true to ourselves, to our authentic alignment. And through our authentic alignment is how we attract everything else. So recently, this year has come through with art and infusing activations in art. And for those of you who don't know much about activations, I even learned about activations this year through a more logical definition sense, but it really is an infusion of your consciousness. It's like an expansion of your consciousness and the inherent wisdom that's within you. So the DNA that's already within you. And when you receive an activation, it kind of ignites the memories of your multidimensional lifetimes, your spiritual gifts, and even can initiate healing, right? Rapid healing. So that's one of the things that came through this year was a remembrance of my lifetime in Lumeria as a crystal healer. And all of a sudden I got these downloads to make art. But with the human like programs and paradigms that we live in, the aspect of me as an artist was repressed. And so what I've been working through currently, I mean, even today, oh my God, I had to sit down and draw out my feelings because I was feeling like this overwhelming sense of loneliness. And I didn't even realize this, but as I was just sketching, I started sketching my multidimensional guide. Of course, it looked like an alien. And then I drew an angel. And then I drew like an old ancestor with a beard. And I was like, I have no idea where that came from, but that just needed to come through to help me heal. So my journey right now is really just sharing what I'm learning to help other people step into more authentic ways of being and living, and to be able to tap into their spiritual gifts and expand into how they can live more in authentic alignment and step into their mission to be in service.
Oh, I love that. I'm like, that's even the way that you're saying it, I could feel, I'm like, this has so much power to it. And I feel like it's very much in alignment of everything that's happening now, right? We're shifting. Well, our frequencies of the earth are shifting. We're all shifting. More people are waking up. And I can really see how your work can really help them not only I don't want to say not only wake up more, but like really like push them into that profound change that, like I'm going to say someone like me where it's taken over time to really get to where I am, and with the increase of like the frequency and vibration, and then having someone like you, man, you could get them like that where they need to be.
I mean, thank you for reflecting that back. And I'm coming into a very humbling space this year because there's this, like, I carried this idea that, like, we have a destination to reach. And if we can heal so much right now and faster, that our life will be much happier and nicer on the other side, which is a journey, right? And where I was before, I was like, really immersed in the 5D, but I was feeling disconnected and still unhappy. And I was like, I did all this healing work. Why am I still unhappy? And that's kind of where the embodiment comes through, right? This is why the art came through, and it was like needing to use my body to create and enjoy the process of creation. I forgot about how much I enjoyed it because my mindset was in the perfectionism and like, let's hurry up and let's get to a destination.
Yeah, and I do agree with you. And for those of you, Nikki and I are friends, so we talk even outside of this. But you and I, just to kind of, if it's okay that I bring up the conversation, when we were talking about like healing, um, yeah, I think a lot of people are in that mindset that I have to hurry up, hurry up. I got to heal all of this, because once I heal it, it's kind of like the grass is greener on the other side kind of idea. But I think that we forget that we came here on this amazing planet for the journey and for the experience. And part of that is I get to heal, and then I get to experience like the next part of that journey. And then the next thing that needs to heal comes up, and then I heal that, and then I get to experience the next thing. And I think that sometimes, and I think part of that has to do with our society, because things move so quickly, and we like, and the idea, I'm like, in psychology, when somebody's like, I want it now, is, that instant gratification, right? But like we've kind of created a society of moving quickly in that instant gratification. But I think that what we forget is that we heal, and then in the experience of living, that whole time period is nothing but beautiful gratification, not only for yourself, but like for what's around you, until you kind of hit that next wall. And then I don't know about you, but I hit that next wall, and as miserable as it is, I'm like, okay, something really cool. Like I get to experience the next cool thing. So I do feel that like our like being here is all about that journey. And most importantly, like you said, about really that embodiment of, I'm going to say, of mind, body, and spirit, right? Of just knowing that we have all of that, and we're just these very powerful beings on the hardest earth school ever made. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, when you listen to other channels, they're like, this is like the hardest place to be. So reminding ourselves that we're already master gurus, we chose to come here to up level even more. So I love it. So I do want to talk about your creativity, because Nikki, I really do believe that you're a very creative person in the things that you create and the ideas that you have. So I'm going to ask you, when it comes to creativity, number one, do you feel it's important that to have creativity when you're searching for your highest path? And if so, why do you feel it's important?
I do. And this is for everyone. Like I understand like I have latent artistic talents from my past life, but I feel like even as children, like creativity is an inherent piece of who we are. So however that's expressed, it could be through singing, through dancing, through cooking, through just being present with nature. Like all of that is creative. And the birthing process is creation, right? Like we are inherently creative beings. So to deny that aspect of ourselves is to deny life. Like life flows through the creation of things. Like, and because we are alive, we are always creating something. And um, this is my understanding now as I come more into that self-expression, coming more into that understanding of where I've repressed so much of my life force because I was scared of what other people would think or how people would judge me or like whether or not they would even understand what I was saying. And I had this realization at the gym today, actually, because I was saying something about my work, and people at the gym didn't quite understand the field that I'm in. And they were like, you know what? It's fine. Just send me a picture of your art and I will blast it on my Instagram page. And hopefully, like some of my friends would like your stuff. And I had this moment, I was like, where have I shut my heart down? Where I feel like there's people don't understand what I do. And that was that realization. Like people still wanted to support. And I had this like heart block of like, they don't understand me. Nobody's gonna like, it was just like this whole story that was playing out. But I feel like creativity is an expression of our life force. And that's why it's important that everyone has this, even as children, right? We've always had this. And being able to reconnect to that allows us to move freely through life uninhibited from what people judge us or think about us or what we feel like if people understand, see, and hear us.
Yeah, I love that you shared your artwork and and honestly that you just put yourself out there and look at the reaction that you got. I do believe that he, I do believe that human beings innately are good natured. Like they do want to support. They do want to help. You know what I mean? Whether they understand it or not, they understand that you're a human being that's living out your purpose and your authentic life. So I feel like also too that I'm like this just kind of came in as a reminder that when we're living our authentic life, we're going to attract people whether they 100% understand us or maybe only that 5%, but what they're attracted to and what they're really wanting to support is that authenticity that you're expressing in that moment of choosing to be vulnerable and being okay with that. So,
Mm.
um I think that's really cool that you had that experience today. But I do feel that a lot of us do walk around kind of keeping everything in and really inhibiting ourselves from reaching in to that creative life force and source that we have that flows through us. So, beside you talked about your heart, like where did you close off your heart? Do you think besides I'm like closing off the heart that there's other reasons why people inhibited themselves? And I'm gonna say besides the basics of I think they might judge me, they don't understand me. Do you think it goes beyond that too?
I feel like at the core, it's those themes. Like at the core of any reason why we repress our self-expression, it has to do with love and projection of love, right? Whether we were betrayed or we don't feel safe in life, or somebody said something to us back when we were little and that left an imprint. I mean, I keep doing healings on myself, and I do healings for my clients, and it's always the same theme. It's always that we didn't feel safe to be who we are when we were younger. And somewhere in the subconscious has manifested that it's not safe to be who we are. It's not safe to share who we are. And it doesn't matter how you share it, right? Because anything you do is an expression of who you are. It's just in which avenues do I feel that reflected back to me? And this year was like, oh, art, like I totally forgot about that part of me. And so putting that out there is very personal. I had stories come up of like, that's really personal. Like, would people even understand um my emotions that I like the emotions that I go through and all of that stuff? Or like even if I paint abstract, would people understand that? And it was not about the other person. It was about finding more like emotional stability within, right? Like, where have I abandoned that part of myself? And then finding that connection and love back, like, reflect that back to me.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you mentioned love because I think that is the underlining theme, right? Is love. Um, and when we're walking authentically in alignment and walking in our own creativity, we are showing the world that we love ourselves. And truthfully, we have to learn to love ourselves first before we can. And this is my opinion, so it's okay, Emma, it's okay to comment. But like, I really do feel like in order for us to truly understand that true potency of love, we have to learn and know how to love ourselves first. Because if we can't experience that for ourselves or feel that, then how can we like authentically and genuinely give that to someone or something else? Does that make sense? I feel like there will always be like a like I want to love you. I don't know about loving myself. I always feel like there's going to be like this block or this thing that's right here that's not allowing it to always to fully be expressed and experienced. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I was listening to something today, and it was like, where do we place our identity in the things that we do versus like feeling that solid sense of self within? And then no matter whatever is expressed from that space, it's just an extension of who you are versus the projection of, I'm doing this to receive love and attention from people outside of me. And when you come from that place, no matter what you do, it feels empty because what you're searching for is really that validation you want to give to yourself.
Mhm. Yeah. So again, it all comes from within. And, and we have been trained as a society to seek everything outside of ourselves. And I think it kind of goes back to that instant gratification, right? What can I find externally that will make me happy in this moment? And then in reality, 5 minutes later, we're back to feeling the same way that we're feeling. You know what I mean? So um, I just, I think it does. I think it always comes back to love. And I think love and creativity run, I'm going to say run on the same channel. Do you know what I mean? Because like when you are in your flow and you're being creative, however it is, you really are expressing the self-love that you have for yourself. So you look like you were going to comment.
I do. Okay, I have a story to share. And I always connect this that like every experience in your life teaches you something no matter where you are. So my experience was like the toxic relationship I found myself in years ago was a mirror to the aspects of me that I've suppressed and I wanted someone else to really love me. But when I experienced the moment of receiving that love and thinking like, oh my God, somebody finally loves me from an external source, that was the year that I was the most creative and self-expressed. Isn't that interesting? It was the most creative year I've ever had because I felt like I received the love that I've been looking for, and therefore I am validated in being who I am. And I went out and I became like immersed in life, and I went to museums and stuff, and by myself too, mind you. Like I did all of this by myself. I went to museums, I took a tripod and I was taking pictures of myself. I was like making art and posting on social media and like being in the gym, and I was confident. And as soon as that disappeared, all the wounds came up, all the wounds of not being good enough. And that was when I shut down. Like all the creative stuff that I did, boom, forgot about it. Didn't even look at it ever again. And so there is an inherent tie between love and creativity. Because when you feel loved and secure, you can express, right? Creativity is just the expression of your energy. You can express yourself without fear. And that's really shining who you are.
Oh, I think that's a great example. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's when the inhibitions go away, right? And you're like I'm loving who I am. This is who I am. This is what I do. You know what I mean? And like it's almost like you don't hear, even if somebody tries to judge, you don't hear it because you're just in this space of just flowing with who you are. And I think that's so important. I feel like that's such a strong message for us to get out there because like me, I grew up feeling weird. Like for the longest time, even into my adulthood, I was like, I just know I'm weird. I know that I'm super weird. People are going to look at me funny. So then like I wouldn't express myself. I would keep it very contained in this little box. And when I started to come out of this box, like I was really hypersensitive to how people were reacting to it. And then I would put it right back in the little box again. And you know, honestly, I think as I've been in this space and have been surrounded with the most amazing people that are like, be whoever you want to be, you know what I mean? Like for me, like, it has sparked so much more creativity. Like I want to, you know, I'm program minded. I'm like, I want to create programs. I want to build businesses. Like I just want to build and create things. So, the reason in all of that rant that I'm giving is just be okay to be yourself, because the more that you are, you're going to attract your tribe that's going to let you be as weird as you want to be, because they understand that that is the beauty of who you are. So, yeah, so cool. I love that we're talking about this. So, since we're talking about creativity and we're talking about it paralleling the idea of love, what are some ways that you like when you're kind of feeling a little bit like blah, how do you spark I'm gonna say your creative genius?
I would say follow where the energy wants to go, because one of the biggest things we try to do is fix ourselves in those moments. And I think acceptance is actually the thing that will move the energy the fastest. If you just like accept that you're in the emotion that you're in, that will actually allow you to focus the present moment, like focus your awareness onto where you feel blocked. Like today, I was feeling restless and I went to the gym and I was like, the gym isn't really doing it for me, but I'm gonna stick through it. Like I'm gonna finish what I've committed to. And then when I got home, I was like, where does the energy want to guide me to? And it was like, you're feeling lonely, whip out that book. And I started drawing and I didn't know what exactly that I was drawing. I just let it unfold. And when it unfolded, I realized it was something really beautiful. Like I felt alone, but the drawing depicted that, like, okay, like I have all my guides and angels with me. And then I drew a little like inner child with two lollipops in her hand. But when I do feel like if you don't have any of those resources with you, being present in the moment is actually so therapeutic. I am the type of person that I will normally run to somebody else to kind of call and be like, hey, what are you up to? Because I'm trying to distract myself. Like, if I can listen to someone and be useful to someone, then that makes me feel good about myself, that I was being productive, that I was lending an ear to somebody. But really, what that reinforces is the self neglect, right? Is the self neglect to look at what wants to be presented. So if I'm in a low mood, I'll be like, okay, what do I want to do? And normally it's something really simple. It's like, I want to play today. So that's what happened at the gym. I went to the gym and I was like, oh, this feels like structure. This feels like obligation. And when I went next door and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play basketball. And I asked somebody if I could borrow their basketball. That satisfied whatever it was in the moment for me. So engaging in play, which is what creativity is engaging in play and joy, is actually giving the attention to, okay, where do you feel something is disconnected, right? We're always if we feel disconnected, it's that disconnection from the expression we're trying to have. I want to express that I'm sad. I want to express that I'm lonely. I want to express that I'm happy. I want to express fun and joy and play, right? It's always some form of expression that's suppressed. Or I want to express that I'm freaking angry. Whatever you want to express, something is inhibited, and that's what wants to come out.
Oh my gosh, I love that you shared about the basketball. So if I can share something. So last Sunday, I was feeling very stagnant and kind of and stuck. And I was like, what is this? What is this? But it was kind of like what you said. Like I realized that I wanted to like play. I just wanted to do something fun and, out of the ordinary. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here. I'm like, what do I want? Like, where is my passion taking me? And of course, because I was stuck and I wasn't allowing my energy to move, it wasn't going very far. So I happened to look outside my window, and I have two children that live across the street from me, and they were actually on my side of the street drawing all over my sidewalk. And like and partially like in my driveway. And I was like, oh, I want to go do that. So of course I go outside, I open the door and I go outside, and they take off running across the street, right? Because they think they're in trouble. And I'm like, no, no, come back, bring your chalk. Come back. Like, you can decorate. I don't care. You can decorate my entire sidewalk and driveway. Like, who cares? As long as it's appropriate, right? So I sat down with them for like a good like half hour, 45 minutes, drawing with them with the chalk. And we had so much fun. But like, after I was done, I went in the house. My inner child was so ramped up, going, what's the next thing we can do? So then I was like looking for the next thing. And what I realized later that night is I oftentimes write in like in this gratitude journal that I had, that that the gratitude that I had was that I didn't leave myself sitting on the couch, kind of stirring in my own junk, going, oh, what am I going to do? That I did honor myself to go do something fun that I normally wouldn't go do, right? And I realized, I'm like, I expressed love for myself that day, and it expressed itself in so many cool creative ways. So I think, to your point, Nikki, like, play is huge when it comes to creativity. But again, it all comes back around to honoring your own self-love and what you want to do. So that took a while for me to reflect back what you were saying, but my inner child was like, I played too, I want to share. um,
Yes. And honestly, like it's interesting because I feel relief because that's how I share. Like I share from the point of view of a story, which means I will go back to beginning, middle, and end versus some people are like, just get to the point, summarize everything in one sentence. And that's not how I work. So your story or your journey that you painted really is the way that I receive information. So thank you for that.
oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, I understand storytelling too. I like the middle. I like the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I'm like, where are all the juicy parts? So, but it's just the like I don't know if you agree with this, but like with storytelling and sharing stuff, like you get the I feel like you get to take somebody on that journey and that experience with you. And going back to healing, when they're stuck, sometimes that's all it takes is you taking them along on your, like, I'm gonna say your exciting journey, but it's really about the frequencies that you're sharing with them, right? And
Yeah.
they get to experience those and have those, and then experience them in a way that is the best way for them. So okay. So you did offer to do an activation. So we're going to do that during this time. But I do want you to share one more thing before we start going into the activation, seeing if there's any questions. Um, you have a workshop on Sunday, and it's
Yes.
all about the stuff that we've been talking about
Yes.
today, creativity and your art. Do you want to tell everybody about your workshop on Sunday and how they can register and get to be a part of that?
Yeah. So I have this art workshop that I kind of planned out according to some of the things that I've gone through this year. So what I learned and what I've healed myself for, I put bits and pieces of this into the workshop. And the biggest thing that I've learned is that creativity is connected to the inner child. So it is based around the inner child. And on top of that, how art supports you in regulating your nervous system. So, one of the biggest things in the spiritual community is we are always energetically expanding, but we may not remember the physical body and how the nervous system plays a role in our expansion. And it's about coming back into the body, which is a big lesson for me this year. And that's what the workshop is how can we connect the emotions, the subconscious mind, and the rewiring of your neural pathways in the body to anchor into creative spaces, right? So the whole workshop is going to be about healing, but also rewiring and really being able to tap into your intuitive senses in the body to create, right? And that reinforces where we're moving this year, which is about how can we let go of control? How can we let go of perfectionism and actually step more into our intuition and listening to our body and what our body needs in the moment?
Oh, I love that. I'm like there again, so many juicy points into that. But I love that because I think we do need to be able to come back into our body, and the way to bring that mind body connection together is by really reprogramming or creating those neural pathways to just come into that oneness. So beautiful. How can they register, Nicki, for your workshop?
I will provide a link. I don't have the link with me right now, so I
Okay.
will provide a link. If you would like to attach that to the email, they can register via the link on the email.
I will. Yes, I will attach it to the replay. I can also send it out again. When I get the link, I will also put it in on the YouTube so they can click there. We will put it everywhere so that they can be a part of it. What time Sunday are you doing this?
It's 3 p.m. Eastern, so that is 12 p.m. Pacific, and I believe it's like 7 p.m. GMT, like London time.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we just had a time shift, so now I'm like trying to calculate the times in my head.
right. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so do you want to do questions first or activation first?
Let's do questions and
Okay,
perhaps that can gear towards the activation.
perfect. All right, so we have two brave people on watching us here. And then if there's anybody that is on YouTube that wants to also put in a message, I can see your chats. But does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Nicki, or any insight or anything else that you would like to share with her?
Possibly.
Hi, Camille.
Hello. Um, my question is for the activation. Um, what what kind of activation can we get to help ease ease ourselves into the changes that are coming up, whether we know about them?
Oh, Camille, I think we lost you some. So
Oh, dang. It's probably not
Oh, it's still going out. So if I heard you right, you want to know what type of activation to do to heal with the upcoming changes that are happening. Is that what I'm understanding you asking?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I can tune in and see what wants to come through because everything is intuitively guided. So, my guides will support the direction that you want to head in. Um, is there anything in particular that you are working on? I feel like thematically we're collectively working on, so you sharing something that you've been going through might help.
Um, no, this is actually a collective question. I feel like I'm still in a holding pattern.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I guess we can dive right into the activation if that's the case, and I'll channel through what is happening, which is going to be fun because I love channeling through information
Yes,
for the collective.
yes, yes, yes. I love it. But Camille, I think you kind of nailed it on the head about being in a holding pattern, because in a lot of people and just conversations that I've had with them, whether we're talking spiritual stuff or not, they've mentioned feeling stuck and uh, it was just the other day I was talking to somebody who is not in this part of the community, and she was saying, I just feel like I'm on hold for some reason. Like she said she was that annoying button like on the phone when they put you on hold and it just blinks. And she said, I am just blinking, waiting for somebody to push that button and take me off hold. So I think you nailed it on the head, Camille, about us like holding patterns, because it does kind of feel like some of us might be in that energy, just waiting to see when we can kind of get off that blinker, the hold button of the blinking button of the hold. So, so I'm glad you brought that up.
I actually kind of relate that to the season I'm in because I'm in Pacific Northwest. And even though we're in spring, it still feels like we're in winter. And so we're not yet ready to come alive. We're still literally in that hibernation phase.
Yeah.
Oh, and I saw something today that said March 20th, which was yesterday. We moved into Aries season. So Aries season astrologically is the start because Aries is the first zodiac of the first I forgot what you call it, the horoscope of the zodiac. Anyways, it's the first one, right? And that initiates the beginning of the year. And normally what we experience collectively is the beginning is right around March, April. It's not actually January. So it's quite normal. And I feel that too. Like I've been like, I know these things are coming. I just energetically, I just want to lay in bed and I don't want to do nothing. And I'm just gonna listen to that.
That's true. That is so true, especially with the time change. I'm still like an hour behind.
And you're a reflector, so you're picking up collective energy like
Oh yeah.
nobody's business.
Yes.
Oh, oh my gosh, Camille, I'm gonna send you my lavender mask and like a bottle of wine or something so you can sit back
I'll
and
take the
relax.
wine.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, oh,
Yay. Okay.
oh, I
All
love
right.
it. Okay,
All
well,
right.
can I just check? Does anybody else have any questions, or are you guys just ready to dive into the activation? All right, activation it is. All right, Nicki, I'm just
Activation
gonna
it
hand
is.
it over to you and let you take over. And yeah.
Okay, so I will start with the channeling, just to get us started, because I feel like the channeling wants to come through first. And so if everybody can close their eyes and just take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now allow yourself to focus on your breathing. Envision roots just like a tree coming down from the bottom of your feet, connecting to the center of the earth, allowing the energy of Gaia to travel up through the roots, up through your feet, up through your body, rejuvenating and releasing anything that no longer serves, and awakening all that is meant for you. We're going to begin by clearing your energy field. Notice any energies in your space that isn't meant for you. We're going to send that back to center with love. And calling all energies back to you from all time, space, dimensions, and people that you've interacted with. Blessed, cleansed, in divine love. And in your heart, set a quiet intention of what it is that you would like to experience today. Dear ones, we are the Seraphim angels, and we are here to share a message with you. I know you feel that things aren't moving as fast as you would like. However, things are moving quite rapidly. On our end, we see that the collective is shifting, and you are the light and the anchor. You are the light and the anchor in this moment to hold the frequencies of love, joy, peace, calm, tranquility, compassion, gentleness, and being able to be present with these frequencies is what we are asking from you and asking for you to immerse yourself in the bliss of the stillness in this moment. As we are supporting humanity's ascension in other ways, just know that this part is a crucial part of the transition. What you are going to see is that many things are going to collapse. Many things in social structures or ideas, and the collapse is happening from within. It's not necessarily happening outside of you. The structures that are collapsing within is the structures rooted around fear and what you think life is supposed to look like, and what time is supposed to look like, and what you're supposed to be doing. All these ideas and structures are slowly collapsing as you lean into the energies of peace and tranquility and stillness. In the stillness is what births the new energies that are going to emerge, that we are going to experience more blissful states of being, more blissful states of flow. And these states of flow is what is going to support you in cultivating the gentle whispers of joy that come from your heart. In these spaces of stillness is where you're going to hear the gentle whispers of nature calling you out, the quiet pulls of community, the desire to be around other people. And this doesn't have to be in a sense where you are interacting or speaking with other people, but perhaps being in spaces with people, going to grocery stores and being immersed in the company of others, going to restaurants or gyms or movie theaters, being more out in public. And this is something that many in the collective is going to experience, that desire to be with others. You will also notice in the quiet spaces the desire to be more with nature, be more in the sun, be more with your day-to-day practices that may not look extravagant, but bring you immense amount of peace and calm. Little things like cleaning, little things like reading, all these things will bring you more in alignment with the frequencies of who you really are. Beautiful. Thank you to the Seraphim Angels for coming through. I do feel the presence of the Galactic Alliance is here as well. So let's see if the Galactic Alliance has anything to share. We announce ourselves as the Galactic Alliance, and we thank you for your presence today and your openness to receive the message. For you are the channels, you are allowing the channel of this frequency and this energy to come through. We are working on a more profound level, more grandiose level beyond what the human experience can see. And part of you has this knowing that intergalactically, from a higher multidimensional perspective, you all are here for something much bigger than what you can see in the human realms. Yes, the messages you receive about being in your stillness support in Earth's ascension, but the Galactic Alliance is here to share with you that there will be more coming in higher dimensional wisdom. In your times of stillness, you will be receiving information from us to allow yourselves to be open to this. We are working with other individuals to bring through these messages and these new ways of being and thinking, higher dimensional wisdom, higher dimensional technologies. All of that is moving in the collective right now. And you may be feeling the restlessness of this energy. And that's why you are feeling like something imminent is coming, something big is emerging. And yes, it is. And we are working with the collective, different individuals in the collective who have agreed to do this work, to bring that through. So not only are you frequency holders, being able to immerse in the 5D frequencies of joy, peace, and love, but you are also channels and receivers of higher dimensional wisdom and this knowing of what's inherently coming. We share this with you because we want you to understand that there is something much bigger going on, that you are all integral pieces of Earth's ascension, and that your contribution by being who you are, by being anchored into your own frequency, is supporting you, is supporting us and the collective more than you know. We do sense a few of you are connected to the Galactic Alliance. We do sense that some of you are connected to the Galactic Federation and the higher councils, and you have been working with us in your own ways, perhaps not consciously, perhaps in astral realms in your sleep, but we are working through you and we are grateful for you. And with that said, we will allow the channel back to Nicki. Beautiful. Thank you to the Galactic Alliance. All right. We are calling forth your higher guides, angels, healed ancestors, and spirit team to support us in activation today. For everyone who is tuning in and present with us here live, for our highest and greatest good, any healing, activation, guidance, or messages that needs to come through will come through. We're starting with the collective heart. In this moment, I want you to envision an infinity symbol tying my heart and your heart. And as this energy moves between our hearts, we are collectively creating a grid and amplifying the heart energy of the collective. As this energy moves between your heart and my heart, it is cleansing and clearing away the feeling of separation and all other blockages that has created stillness between you and your higher connection, between you and connections with others, and allowing more love to flow. We're now weaving the collective heart into the heart spaces of your higher dimensional team, and this knowing within your own heart that your team is here to support you. This feeling of divine love, acceptance, and safety inside of your heart space, inside of your body. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, envisioning energy moving in through the crown of your chakra when you breathe in, all the way down your spine to your pelvic area. And as you're breathing in, this energy is shooting all the way down, moving through your spine into the pelvic area. And then as you exhale, this energy is moving back up through your spine and out of the crown chakra. We're establishing a connection between the higher realms and the physical world. And allow your breath to move this energy continuously in a circular motion. And if you feel the desire to move your back or your spine, allow yourself to do so. Whatever's been blocking you, that you've been holding on to in your spine, in your back, is keeping you grounded and stuck where you are. And so this energy exercise is helping unblock anything that's there. And with one big inhale, we are going to bring that energy from our crown and we're going to bring it all the way through from the pelvis into the earth, like a shooting star, just pushing that down, all of that energy into the earth. Breathing in and exhale and just push all of that energy into the earth. Beautiful. That was really clearing the energy in the sacral and pushing all of that in through, allowing more flow, of life force energy in you. I do feel the ancestors present with us, and we're going to heal and clear some ancestral stuff in this moment, releasing ancestral shame, guilt, judgment. I feel very present is anger. There's a big energy around anger. Beautiful. And we're also moving that energy out of your body systems as well. So, from all time, space, dimension, parallel universes, soul contracts that need to be ended in this moment, we're going to request for all of those to be cleared and released. And then moving the energies from your body out. And we're going to ask the superconscious mind to help us rewire, repair, and heal, and bring through more authentic ways of being into our consciousness. I'm hearing someone's inner child saying, I can't be myself. It's not safe to. We're going to heal the inner child. Beautiful. We are now bringing through a higher dimensional being, and each one is different for each of you. So as you look in front of you, notice the higher dimensional being that shows up for you. And this higher dimensional being carries the energy that you need in this very moment. And if you extend your hand, they have something for you. Go ahead and allow yourself to receive. You can take a look at it and see what it is. And then just gently tuck it away or hold on to it. Beautiful. And we're gonna, if you have anything to ask the guides that is in front of you, feel free to ask or receive if you want them to share a message with you. Just be open to receiving and see what comes through. Beautiful. Each of your guides are putting a protective bubble around you for further healing and integration. And they're sending each and every one of you back into your bodies, nice and gently. And whenever you feel ready, you may wiggle your hands and fingers and toes and come back into your conscious awareness to the screen.
Thank you, Nikki. That was amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was so beautiful. Danielle, sorry. You just joined us and Nikki was just finishing up an activation. So I apologize for the delay of getting you into the room. So you will definitely have to watch the replay so you can experience that. Nikki, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that activation. Oh my gosh. Can even
You're welcome.
had such a neat experience from it. So thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm like, woo. Danielle said she's gonna watch your replay. I just saw it pop up.
It was
Oh,
it was fun. Did you receive anything specific from your guides?
you know what? I did because I come from a background of feeling like I always have to like push and do. And it was just a reminder for me to just be like my guides are kind of sassy, so they're like, you're just cool as you are. So it was like, yeah, that's right.
I think we might be on the same wavelength because my guides came through and they were like, "You're so freaking cool." And I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, thank you."
Yeah. Oh, oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, it was so funny when I heard that. I was like, I'm cool. All right. So, oh, I love it. And yours are telling you the same. Oh, well, we're out of time, but before we go, Nikki, I really want everyone to know that Nikki's donation gift is a creativity activation. It's 50 minutes of healing and activating. Please, please, please go on there. Get her activation. Know that when you get your activation, you're also helping other people in need. It's all about giving it forward. But I'll stop talking there. Nikki, do you want to share any more about your activation gift or?
Oh, yeah, that one's a really powerful one, actually. There was so much that went through in that activation, balancing masculine, feminine. The director of divine destiny came through. And usually when he comes through, it's about activating you onto your divine path. So, and he's only come through like once in the past. So this is like a really special moment. I've never seen him come through for anyone else before. So that's a big one. So that activation has so much about rebalancing. It really is about bringing you into balance. And then the divine director of destiny will activate you onto your path. So it was for creativity. Like that was the reason why I put it out there, but there were so many more that just wanted to come through.
Gosh, I love it. Yes. So if you guys want it, please know it is going to be in the YouTube video. You can click on it. It will take you to the link. Oh, she's gonna listen. Camille's excited. I am too. I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to that. It will take you to the link where you can put in your donation, and then after that, you will get the activation. It'll come in your email, so look for that. But oh my gosh, Nicki, this has been so much fun. I've had such a good time with you. Thank you for coming on, sharing your wisdom, the activation, which was incredible, and now your donation gift that you're also giving. So thank you so much. You know that I love you to the core of my being. I think that the work that you do is amazing, and I want everyone to experience your work and you and everything that you have to offer. So much love to you. And if you guys, and too, if you want to know where to find Nicki, in the calendar link, when you click on her event, it will take you to all of her information and also her website. So thank you, Nicki. Thank you, everyone that joined us today here on the Zoom call live, and everyone who will also show up for the replay. Thank you so much. So much love to all of you. And until next week, we'll have another fun guest. It'll be Celine. So everybody hop on then too and enjoy. Just thank you. Thank you to all of you and supporting. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.